Just one more reading, page 179, Direct Presence Ground, Ten Bodhisattva Grounds, Avatamsaka. Number 8, the Bodhisattva summit is related to the three gates of vibration. Sons of Buddha, the Bodhisattva dwells on this ground of direct presence succeeds in entering. The penetration of emptiness samadhi, the emptiness of any inherent existence nature samadhi. The emptiness of supreme meaning samadhi, the foremost emptiness samadhi, the great emptiness samadhi, the emptiness of unities samadhi, the emptiness of production samadhi, the reality accordant and non-discriminating emptiness samadhi, the non-adornment emptiness samadhi, and the transcendent yet not transcendent emptiness samadhi. With this standard emptiness samadhi is foremost among them, these bodhisattvas acquires the direct manifestations of every one of 100,000 emptiness samadhi. In this way, same way within, with 10 singleness samadhi and 10 wishlessness samadhi as foremost, he also acquires the direct manifestations of every one of 100,000 singleness and wishlessness samadhis. The Bodhisattva's 10 types of resolute intentions. Sons of Buddha, the Bodhisattva who dwells on this ground of direct presence also cultivates and completely perfects. The indestructible resolute intention, the definite certain resolute intention, the resolute intention of pure goodness, the especially profound resolute intention, the non-retreating resolute intention, the unrelenting resolute intention, the vast resolute intention, the boundless resolute intention, the knowledge-seeking resolute intention, the resolute intention joining skillful means and wisdom. In every case, he brings all of these to a state of perfect fulfillment. Number 10, 10 consequences of the Bodhisattva's 10 types of resolute intentions. Sons of Buddha, in availing himself of these types of resolute intentions, the Bodhisattva accords with the body of the Buddhas, remains unfrightened by encounters with proponents of deviant doctrines, enters all the grounds of knowledge, abandons the path of two vehicles, progresses towards the knowledge of the Buddha, remains invulnerable to obstruction of ruination by any of the afflictions of Maras, abides within the light of the Bodhisattva's wisdom, skillfully cultivates and implements all the dharmas of emptiness, singleness, and wishlessness. In every case, skillfully engaged in constantly conjoining practices of skillful means and wisdom. Always implements and never relinquishes the dharmas, assisting the realization of the body. The Bodhisattva's Paramita practicing patience acquisition. Sons of Buddha, the Bodhisattva abiding on this ground, direct presence, he acquires an especially supreme degree of realization. In the practice of Paramita, he acquires the third of the patience, the clear and sharp acquiescent patience. This because of acting in accordance with and not contrary to the true character of dharmas. The Bodhisattva seeing and serving of countless Buddhas. Sons of Buddhas, because of the power of his vow, the Bodhisattva who has come to dwell on this ground of direct presence succeeds in seeing many Buddhas. That is to say, he can see many hundreds of Buddhas, and so forth until we come to seeing of to his scene of many hundreds of thousands of gods of Nayotas of Buddhas. And every instance with a vast mind and a profound mind, he makes offerings to them, pays reverence to them, venerates them, praises them, and presents them with robes, food and drink, bearing medicine, all amenities supporting their existence, offering up all of these things while also making offerings to those within other Sangha assemblies. He then proceeds to dedicate the merit associated with the roots of goodness to Anatura Samyak Sambhari. So too does he then respectfully listen to the teachings on Dharma in the presence of those Buddhas. Having heard these teachings, he takes them and retains them, gains reality, concordance, samadhi, and the light of wisdom, and then accords with this in cultivation, bearing them in mind and never relinquishing them, purifying good roots like polished gold and moonlight coolness. He also gains access to the Buddha's treasures of extremely profound Dharma, and passing through hundreds of kalpas, passing through 1,000 of kalpas, and so forth, on up to incalculably many of hundreds of thousands of gods of Nayutas of kalpas. His roots of goodness shines ever more brightly in their purity, just as when a goldsmith uses a lapis lazuli gem to repeatedly polish real gold, causing it to shine with ever more brilliant purity. So too it is with all the roots of goodness of the Bodhisattva dwell on this ground, roughly his use of skillful means and wisdom, in a manner corresponding to his pursuit of meditative contemplation, they become ever brighter and ever more imbued, acquiescing to the point where they cannot be outshone by anyone, and become like the light of the moon that shines on the bodies of beings and causes them to experience a sense of presumed coolness that the four kinds of wind are capable of diminishing it. So too is with all the rules of goodness and bodhisattvas on this ground, who is able to use his then to extinguish the blazing fires of affliction burning incalculably many hundreds of thousands of gods of Nayutas of beings. In this they remain invulnerable to destruction by the paths of any of the four kinds of Maras. That's it, just one more. Page 182, the Ten Bodhisattva Grounds, the Avataṃsaka Sūtra.